that's what I have on our service and support. I'm going to let Charlie dig in a little bit more on the installation and training and some of the maintenance things that he can offer you. It's all yours, Charlie.
Thank you, Penny. Okay, so for the average installation, it's approximately 3 days. The first day will be uncrating the machine and get it positioned into its final resting spot. We will assemble the machine and put it together, attach all the peripherals. We'll power it up and then put it through a battery of tests, making sure that it's fully functional. We test everything, the sights, all the peripherals, the handler, X and Y axis, Z and theta, fiber optic camera, whisper teach, go through everything. And then at that point, we're ready to start teaching a job. And this is actually where the operator training will begin. We'll go through setting up a job from scratch, teaching the device package, teaching all the inputs, the outputs, and the sockets. We'll go over how to create .bp files and .abp files. And then we'll run some jobs. And while these devices are being tested, we'll set up and run and teach and run more jobs. And throughout the second day, will be more teaching. And the third day, we'll go over some PM training and technical training for your maintenance technicians. For the maintenance, of course, we provide a schedule that gives recommended periodic maintenance weekly, monthly, quarterly, and annually. We'll also go through the spare parts kit and go through each one of those parts, what they do, how to install them, things like that. So that by the end of the day, hopefully everything is running smooth and we can get a final acceptance and sign off on the machine.
Charlie, a question about the BP file you mentioned earlier. We're working with a lot of customers these days who are transitioning from other programming solutions, maybe ISP or outsourcing, and bringing this capability in-house. So I know that the customer service team is working to create first articles. Robert Mike mentioned that earlier, but just to kind of touch on it is we'll do the first articles before the machine arrives. So in a best case scenario, by day 3.
Yes, you're running full production.
Full
sure.
production.
It's entirely acceptable and even encouraged if customers can send in sample devices, and we can qualify everything here and even pre-set up some jobs. It's been done before.
And occasionally we'll have customers come to our factory for a factory acceptance test.
Correct.
Prior to the machine shipping, and they can see firsthand and set up jobs, even ahead of time.
Exactly.
As well. You probably want to reteach those as you remove the peripherals and put those back on. And then, just repeat that process at the site acceptance test. So,
correct.
So 3 to 5 days, that's very reasonable.
That's right.
Okay. And talk a little bit about the maintenance then, what the options
Sure.
are.
So the maintenance is basically keeping the machine clean. We recommend that all the fan filters be vacuumed periodically as recommended. There's some O-rings that you need to inspect and replace if worn or damaged. Inline vacuum filters that need to be inspected and replaced. If you have a laser, there's a HEPA filter and a carbon charcoal filter. Basically things like this. Make sure that everything is working properly and just keeping the machine clean.
So in an environment, let's say a 24/7 environment, what would a monthly PM investment look like from their standpoint?
From a time point, I would say maintenance for 1 month on the machine, about half an hour's worth of time to keep it in top running condition.
Wow, that's incredible.
The machine itself is self-calibrating, and again, if you keep it clean, you shouldn't have much problem.
Okay, very good. Talked about spare parts. I know belts and we have in the spare parts kit. Those are the commonly replaced items.
Correct.
But belts, 5 years life.
Yes, they're nylon reinforced. They don't stretch. And,
ESD compliant as
absolutely. Well. Yes, all the plexiglass is all ESD. The plastic in the eye chains are ESD safe. Everything that can be, even the paint is ESD.
Yeah.
These machines will pass the most rigorous ESD testing.
Yeah, speaking of that, a lot of it is related to safety and CE mark. So
Correct.
important to point out that our machines do carry the CE mark stamp. So
And we have
those.
certification that we can provide to the end user.
Yeah. And BPM as a whole, we're an ISO 9001 2015 compliant company with certificate
Correct.
as well. We adopted that several years ago now.
That's right. And as Penny mentioned, 2 on-site visits when the machine has a service contract per year. And the annual, of course, is the site COC, where we basically check the conformity of the circuitry on the programming site. And you'll receive a certificate there that will be good for your ISO certification.
Very good. Charlie, I think that about covers it. Well, no, actually, maybe one more thing.
Sure.
Talk about air and power requirements.
Oh, the requirements, sure. So there has been a spec change, and all of our machines that we offer now do require 240 volt AC single phase power. The compressed air is still the same at 100 to 120 PSI.
The service pressure, and then the actual use is about 80 PSI in the machine. Is that correct?
Yeah, we regulate it down to 80 PSI.
Okay.